Iran declared its full missile readiness as a clear message to the U.S. While vastly outnumbered in conventional power, its asymmetric defense strategy through missiles, drones, and threats to global oil routes poses a U.S. attack that risks triggering a widespread regional conflict and destabilization with unpredictable consequences. Welcome to Global Last Zone Military. In January 2026, the world held its breath once again. The threat of open war between the United States and Iran hung in the air. The trigger? The deployment of a U.S. massive armada to the Persian Gulf in response to protests and bloody repression in Iran, which had killed thousands. However, this time, Iran's response was louder and more specific. Any attack will be met with a swift and strong response. This wasn't just rhetoric. This video will explore 7 reasons why Iran's warning should be taken seriously, analyze the real power behind their claims, and map out the dire scenarios that could unfold if these tensions explode. First, we must understand this power chessboard. On one side, there's the US, an unrivaled global military giant. Its defense budget is nearly 60 times that of Iran. The US has 11 aircraft carriers, while Iran has 0. The US has over 13,000 aircraft, while Iran has only about 551, many of which are aging. But herein lies the paradox. Iran isn't seeking to win a conventional war. They specialize in asymmetric warfare. They're investing heavily in weapons that can hurt a much more powerful enemy at a low cost: ballistic missiles, drones, and fast boat warfare. This is the essence of their clear message to the US. Their strength lies not in matching the US Navy on the high seas, but in their ability to threaten the vital interests of the US and its allies in the region. The first reason, geographical leverage. Iran controls the shores of the Strait of Hormuz, the world's busiest waterway through which 20 to 25% of global oil and LNG flows. They have repeatedly threatened to close the strait if attacked, an action that would halt global energy trade and send oil prices soaring. They have the capability to do so quickly through naval mines and fast boat attacks. The second reason, a large, hidden, and dispersed arsenal of missiles and drones. Iran has one of the largest arsenals of ballistic missiles and drones in the Middle East. These weapons are hidden in caves, tunnels, and civilian locations, making them difficult to completely destroy. The real threat is a mass attack, launching dozens of missiles and drones simultaneously to overwhelm and penetrate even sophisticated air defense systems. The third reason, a vast proxy network. Iran won't be alone. They support militias like the Houthis in Yemen, who could attack U.S. allies like Saudi Arabia or disrupt shipping in the Red Sea. This allows Iran to retaliate without directly signing an attack, expanding the conflict geographically. Reason 4. Asymmetric economic warfare. Imagine cheap kamikaze drone attacks or a fleet of fast patrol boats attacking billions of dollars worth of U.S. warships. This swarm attack strategy is designed to defeat high tech with numbers and agility. Iran just added 1,000 new strategic drones to its armed forces. Reason 5. Abundant targets. Iran doesn't need to sink an aircraft carrier to cause severe damage. They can target vital oil infrastructure in Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates, civilian airports, or major cities. The Houthi missile attack on Aramco facilities in 2019 set a clear precedent. U.S. allies in the region are deeply concerned about this. Reason 5. Abundant targets. Iran doesn't need to sink an aircraft carrier to cause severe damage. They can target vital oil infrastructure in Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates, civilian airports, or major cities. The Houthi missile attack on Aramco facilities in 2019 set a clear precedent. U.S. allies in the region are deeply concerned about this. Reason 7. The complex geopolitical landscape. Russia and China, both interested in weakening U.S. influence, have condemned America's actions. Intelligence reports even mentioned the dispatch of a large number of Chinese Y-20 military transport aircraft to Tehran in recent days, possibly carrying military equipment. This signals that Iran is not completely isolated. So, what happens if the U.S. decides to attack? According to analysts, there are several scenarios, and almost all of them are bad. Limited hit-and-run scenario. The U.S. attacks nuclear or military installations. Iran retaliates with missile attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq, Kuwait, or Qatar, and possibly targets ships in the Gulf. The conflict escalates, oil prices soar. Regional war scenario. As Khamenei warned, the conflict escalates. Iranian proxies in Lebanon, Yemen, and Iraq become involved. Israel may be dragged in. Global energy stability is severely disrupted. Total chaos scenario. A U.S. attack topples the regime, but triggers a power vacuum and civil war in Iran, a country of 88 million people. This could be a humanitarian and security disaster worse than Syria. Bottom line, there is no quick, clean victory. The U.S. would have the upper hand militarily, but it would bear heavy economic, political, and potential human costs, while the rest of the world feels the shock through its economy. So, Iran's message is clear. It's a message of deterrence through credible threats. They are aware of their weaknesses, but they are also carefully building the capabilities to make the price of an attack very high for the U.S. and the world. The current tensions are a perfect storm of Iran's domestic crisis, U.S. politics, and great power rivalry. The diplomatic path, while vague, is still being touted by both sides. The question now is, will the logic of deterrence prevail, or will an unexpected escalation ignite a fire that no one can control? What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more in-depth analysis like this. See you in the next video.